Hi everyone, it's Christy here, and I'm here with my final layout and process video for my first album of 2016. And when I set out, initially when I went on medical leave before my baby was born, my goal was to get caught up. And then when baby came early, my goal was for July to get caught up because Nora was at the day home and I would have, some time on my hands as far as scrapbooking and doing project life. So I'm happy to say that I achieved my goal. And now I can start and tackle my second half of 2016. So I'm only really about 3 weeks behind at this point, which is really exciting. And I know lots of you out there are even further behind than that. So I'm feeling good because I know life's gonna get busy here. So I'm really excited, and I'm really thankful to all my viewers and all the people that comment on YouTube and on Instagram, and just kind of keep me going and keep me motivated. So I want to thank you for that. Alright, so this layout is from the end of April and early May, and I'm just starting here on my title card. I thought this I thought this process took less time than it actually did. I guess it took a little bit longer because my video is a little bit lengthier than usual, but that's all right. So I'm just working on my title card. That background paper that you see is from the Simple Stories Sunshine and Happiness collection, and I just used a chipboard frame from the Wonder chipboard sheet by Crate Paper and paired it with a little frame that I had from Amy Tangerine. And I'm just using these Studio Calico Alphas now. They're a really pretty kind of pinky corally color, and I thought that they matched the color scheme pretty well. And in my daughter's clothing, there's some coral pink as well. Alright, so the dates are April 25th, and I'm also going to try and bring in these brighter blue alphas, also from Studio Calico, and I write the word to, so April 25th to May 2nd, and I end up swapping out the blue. I love the blue, and I think it matches really well. There's some of that color in the photos as well, but I end up just taking that off. I initially put it on there just to kind of fill that white space, but it's just too stark of a contrast, so I end up just using this hyphen instead. And then I have like all that white space up there, and I'm like debating what to do. So I've really noticed that in my last probably 4 or 5 layouts, I've really kind of tried to keep it as simple as possible, and I'm not digging through all my embellishments and making a pile and that sort of thing. Instead, I'm just using what's on my desk, and I'm trying to just do it and get it done. So I opt not to dig through my bowl of goodies there. I did have a floral piece picked, but it was just too tropical for the time of year and for the photos that were included, so I decided not to. Instead, I bring in some of this yellow twine from Studio Calico that I've had for ages, and just add that. And another thing that I've been doing before starting my layouts is kind of having some sort of embellishment or some sort of technique in mind that I want to include. So my last layout was stitching. I knew I wanted to bring my sewing machine out and stitch on my layout. And this time it was wood veneer. So watching my friend Tara, or Create Life Paper Words, she mentioned in her last process video that she just really hasn't been using wood veneer lately, even though she loves it and even though she has an amazing collection. And for me, it's the same. I haven't used wood veneer in a very long time, and so I decided to bring it out. And I have a container. Was also the day of like losing things, because I have a container of bigger pieces of wood veneer that would have been really handy to use on my title card and that sort of thing. Maybe I would have even found like a wooden frame that I could have included, but I could not for the life of me find that container. And then a little bit later, you'll see that I run out of staples for my tiny attacher. So I go looking for where I think the box of staples is, and yeah, no, it's not there. So had to improvise a little bit. So, speaking of picking things and embellishments that are kind of at hand and on my desk, this leftover bag of sequins from the July Gossamer Blue Life Pages kit was like right within reach, so I decided to bring it out. Lots of fun colors in this embellishment, or in this sequin mix, and so I decided, you know what, this is a pretty colorful layout. Lots of colors, and so I thought I just would bring in just a mishmash of sequins and just kind of mix it with and put it next to that thicker word of today. And that today card is going to be like my journaling card. Alright, so I'm bringing in these blue alphas now just to write out Mr. Tino. So the picture to the left of the card is of Mr. Tino. And Mr. Tino is the caretaker at my school. And he is just an amazing, awesome guy. He's so friendly and so nice. At other schools that I've worked at, the caretaker has just been like miserable. So he's really awesome that way, and the kids all love him. And so this is the second year where the whole school dresses up as Mr. Tino and kind of has a day in his honor, which is so awesome. Like, I mean, one day maybe they'll have a Mrs. Van Ham day. But anyways, um, so Mr. Tino always has like a plaid shirt, he's got the mustache, he's got the glasses, jeans. So, anyway, everyone dresses up as him. So, that's a picture of me in my pregnant glory, wearing plaid and jeans, which we never get to wear at work. So, and then my glasses with my giant nose and that sort of thing. So, had to include that, and I really love the way that filler card turns out. I think it just is really cute. Bringing another wood veneer there in the center of the camera sticker. That's from the sticker sheet from Sunshine and Happiness. And now I'm just working on some embellishment cluster here on this photo of Erin, myself, and Nora at the park. And so that die cut piece with the @ symbol is from the ephemera pack from Simple Stories. And then I just layer in a bunch of bits and pieces and some sequins as well, just to tie those throughout the layout. Bringing in some black journaling labels that are just from my stash. I'm running seriously low on labels, so I either gotta cut some, which I don't really feel motivated to do, or try and buy some more here pretty quickly. I do have an order from Studio Calico coming, which has a bunch of labels, so I'm excited about that. Alright, so this side of the layout is pretty much done. I'm just going to add some journaling to that card and to that Mr. Tino filler card as well after I do some date stamping. But I wanted to ask your opinion because now I'm moving into a new album, be my second album for 2016, and I feel like kind of switching it up a little bit. So I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts and ideas are of how I could switch it up. Two thoughts have occurred to me, and you can totally comment with a different idea. I would love to hear them. My first thought is that maybe I only have hidden journaling. So like maybe it's more visually appealing not to have a card that is like entirely journaling. Um, Maybe I would just have all hidden journaling throughout the album, if that makes sense. My second thought or idea is to discontinue rounding the corners. So now I'm moving into a new album, so it wouldn't be as obvious that I'm not rounding corners anymore. The only problem with that would be that sometimes I do use cards from Studio Calico, and the cards I have from Studio Calico have rounded corners. Um, and then the cards from Gossamer Blue that I use do not have rounded corners. Um, so I'm kind of specific in that I would want them all to be one way or the other. And I've only ever rounded my corners in weekly project life. If it's a special album like December Daily or a mini album, then I don't usually round the corners. And that's because I'm using paper pads and cards that don't have rounded corners. So I just kind of wanted to see. So those are my two ideas. I'm not set on either one of them, but maybe you have some suggestions for me how you think I could kind of, streamline my process or make it a little bit more visually appealing. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, so we're on the left-hand side of the layout now, and I forgot to round my corners, so I'm doing it now. But I wanted to bring in some more of that yellow twine, and like I said, my tiny attacher has run out of staples. And so I just use my glossy accents to create kind of a wave or whatever of twine there. And now I'm bringing in some more uh, wood veneer with the potty people, which I love. I love them. So I just am showing like a little family of 3. And I had attached that acrylic piece there, that flower acrylic piece. I ended up moving that off. I did bring acrylic into the right hand side, and so when I do that, I usually like to bring it into the opposite side. This time I kind of broke my rule and did not choose to bring it in. I just felt like as I kept embellishing, a lot of my embellishments were in the bottom right hand corner of the photos, so I decided to remove that. This photo of Nora is so adorable, and I just wanted to add this little sticker that says, what does it say? I don't even know. It's so cute though, and I love the saying, so whatever it says, I love it. And I just added a vellum heart underneath, and I end up moving that a little bit later as well. Alright, so bringing in some sequins, I decided that I wanted to journal on this photo, and the acrylic flower was covering it all. So I decided instead to remove it and use sequins instead. And now I'm just trying to use the alphas again. So on this photo of me, I just took a little selfie of me in front of the mirror. This is before we went on a walk, and it was like the first time where I noticed, like, whoa, you are pregnant. So I just wanted to document the timeline, I guess. So I was 30 weeks pregnant at this point, and but feeling good at that time because that photo of me holding Nora is at the same day. So all smiles. And then I wanted to make this card or photo a little bit more interesting, but everything I chose was covering up too much of the image. So I decided to keep it really simple and just use the blue alphas to spell out the word tulips. This is a photo I took for the I Spy with Paper Issues spring challenge, and I just love this photo. So I wanted to include that, but didn't want to cover up too much. Alright, so I'm just going through, and when I was doing this layout, I was pretty scattered, I guess. Like I wasn't doing things in my usual order, and so I'd forgotten to date stamp, forgotten to journal before putting things in pockets, and yeah. So anyway, this photo here is of one of my students. During this week, we did a Mother's Day activity where they made these glass fusion tiles. So this little guy is just laying out a flower, and then the tiles went away and got melted in the big kiln, and they turned out really, really pretty. So I just did a little bit of journaling so that I knew So looking back, I know like who this guy is and what this is all about. Alright, so I'm just looking now at the balance of the layout, and I decided to bring in some more chipboard, and in bringing in this chipboard that says together, I decide I don't want that thicker heart there anymore. And then in moving the thicker heart, I have two hearts that are on the same line, and I didn't like that. So I decided to move that vellum heart down to the happiness card, and I like the way that that looks. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching and for your continued support. I really do appreciate all your likes and comments. My subscribers have increased tons, and I still need to do my 2,000 subscriber giveaway, so that will be coming soon. I'd love to hear from you, any suggestions you may have. I can't promise anything, but yeah, I would just love to hear your ideas and suggestions. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.